So Ghana is 58, and we would say hooray to that, but what are we really celebrating? And I think the big people have tried to respond to that. So I thought, okay, let's hear from children. Let's see from their own point of view what they think we're celebrating as a state at 58. So we're here at St. Paul's Lutheran School in Kanda to sit down with these beautiful young ladies and young men to hear from their point of view what they think we're celebrating at 58. So I've got Herbert here, and that's Abina Kuneju, and then I've got Ya Poma also here with me. We'll be talking Ghana at 58. But I want to hear from you, Herbert. What do you think we're celebrating at 58?
I think we are celebrating the day that Ghana became free from colonial rule.
Abina, what are we celebrating?
I think we're celebrating the day that Ghana gained independence, that is free from colonial rule.
Okay. And I've got to ask you, yeah, what do you think we're celebrating?
Well, when the British were ruling us, they were ruling us very badly because they were buying us and selling us as slaves. So we are celebrating the fact that we are free, and we are free 58 years today.
Okay. So big question. What can we boast of as a state at 58?
Okay. Well, I think in West Africa, Ghana is one of the top most peaceful countries, and we are very welcoming. Yes.
Okay. All right, Herbert, what can you boast of at 58?
Ghana is the leading exporter of cocoa, and that's what Ghana can boast of as a nation.
Okay. And Abina?
We are boasting that Ghana has been independent for a very long time, and we also have rich mineral sources.
So we're facing a lot of challenges as a country at 58. I want us to bring the conversation to our homes, really. And I don't know where you live. I'm sure you're experiencing the blackouts, the doomsday as well. How bad is it?
Well, it's quite bad because most of the times we can't study, or we have to study with the candlelight, and it's not good for our eyes since we strain a lot.
Okay, so would you say this is probably the biggest challenge we're facing at 58?
Yes, so far it's the only problem that I'm facing as a student.
Okay, all right. I want to turn my attention to Herbert so that Herbert will also tell me what he thinks is a challenge to us as a nation. What do you think?
I also agree with him. This doomsday is a challenge because 24 hours off, 12 hours on. I mean, how can that be? If we are to have lights off for 24 hours, how can we study as students? And then when the BC results come, they expect us to pass. I think that's the major problem we are facing.
Okay.
Or else Ghana is okay.
Oh, else Ghana is okay. I like that. Okay, so Abina, what do you think? From where you are coming from, what do you think is our biggest challenge?
I agree with them a lot because they put off the lights in the morning. So by the time I get home, the lights go off and I'm not able to study. When I come to school and I fail my test, the teacher lashes me and then it hurts. So when we write examination, they expect us to pass. And I don't understand how they expect us to pass if the lights are always on.
Okay, so obviously energy being one of the biggest challenges as a nation at 58. But maybe you guys have got some way that you think we can solve this situation. First of all, is this a problem that we can handle? Do you think we can fix it?
Yes, I think we can handle this problem. But it is going to take long, but we can still handle it.
It's going to take long?
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready for it though?
Yes.
You're ready? Okay. And I'll ask you to prescribe a few solutions because you have the idea of solar and so on. But let me ask, Abina, is this a problem we can fix?
Yes, I believe it's a problem we can fix. If Ghana, we come together as a nation, I'm sure we'll be able to put our minds to it and fix this problem, even though it might take a period of time.
Okay. Are you ready? Can you wait?
Yes, I can.
You think you can wait?
Yes.
Okay. How is the problem affecting, because you talked about yourself and how difficult it is to study. But when you look at your home, your mom, your dad, your siblings, how do you think is affecting them?
Well, my family. the lights are off and the fridge, almost all the things inside the fridge gets spoiled. So we are wasting a lot of money. And my sisters, sometimes they don't finish their homework early. So during the night, that's when they do it. And the lights are always off. So they have to come to school and come and do the work.
Oh, they have to come to school to do the homework. Okay. All right. And I think I need a take from Ya as well. Is this a problem that you think we can fix? How can we fix it?
Yes, I think we can fix it because when we're playing the African Cup of Nations, amazingly, they did not give us lights out. And I don't know how they got to give us the power, but I think that if they pay attention to that source that they used to give us the power during the African Cup of Nations, the problem can be fixed.
Do you expect to have lights on a holiday?
Yes, because most of us will be at home watching the people match and things that will go on. Some of us will also go out. So if there is light out, it will interrupt with our activities.
Okay. And I want to ask Herbert because he had a few ideas. You were talking solar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ghana, as a tropical country, the sun shines abundantly. So if we are able to utilize solar energy, although it may take a while, this doom sort problem will indeed be a thing of the past.
Okay, so for you, solar is the way to go.
Yes.
Okay, I've got another big issue. If just pretend for a little while that you guys are 58. So I want to ask you, at 58-year-old man, what would you be thinking about? What would be going through your mind, Herbert?
How I'll survive without any income, how my children will be, how I'm thinking about a lot of things, how I'll be able to live on my own without getting any source of income, what I'll be able to do if I can't survive.
Okay, because obviously at 58 you'll be nearing retirement, so I can understand. Abina, what will be going through your mind at 58?
But I've been thinking of whether my children will be in good hands, how secure my family will be, and what I will do if I have no income, how I'll be able to survive.
Okay. All right, let's get your take.
Okay, obviously, like you said, I'll be thinking of retirement and I'll be reflecting on my life. What have I done? Maybe have I impacted into someone else's life? What good have I done? Maybe to my nation or my community or something like this. And maybe if I pass away, will I be remembered as a good person or as a bad person?
Okay. So let's all stop pretending, because we're not 58 obviously, but our nation is 58. Do you think that the questions that you're asking, the state is asking the same of itself? Herbert, do you think Ghana is asking all these questions on your behalf because you're a child of Ghana?
I don't really think so.
You don't think
If
so?
they were asking these questions, all these stories of people being defrauded, of all these stories of people being raped and all that, I'm not sure it would be there, or the security forces will be alert.
Okay, so that's what you think.
Yes.
Abena, do you think that the state is asking itself the sort of questions that you would if you were 58?
No, I don't think so. Because there are some children on the streets and they are walking about, they have nothing to do, they have no food, and they are poor, they have nothing, and the state doesn't provide the basic needs that they need for them to survive. And if they do that, the children of Ghana will be able to have the necessary education to become future leaders of our country.
Okay, how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel better if the state provides the basic needs for them.
Okay, I kind of get where you're coming from, and I have to, what do you think? If you think the state is thinking about the things that you're thinking about?
I think they are thinking about some of them, but they are not thinking about the major ones. Because as Abna said, if the lights are out and we will not be able to study, and obviously we are the future leaders, so if we don't have knowledge about any issue, or matters that concern us as Ghanaians will not be able to rule the nation properly. So I think that they are just thinking about the political part with campaigning and things, but they're not thinking of us, we the children, and what we'll do in the future.
So what do you want to see? After this conversation and after we've turned 58, what do you want to see?
Well, I want to see an improvement about the doomsday problem. And I also want to see more people on the streets, because now it's not just old women and men that are selling on the streets, but young girls and boys are also found on the streets, and some of them don't even go to school, maybe probably because they can't afford the bills. Yes, so I think it's a very bad thing.
Why do you think a lot more people are going on the streets, like you're saying?
My community, for example, when I go back home, sometimes when I'm at home and we turn on our lights, yeah, some children gather around, or maybe teach me this, teach me that. They are trying to get tuition, but they don't get it. And sometimes I ask them why, and they say that their parents cannot afford the bills. Yes, that's why.
Okay. So Herbert, after this conversation, after 58, just think about, if the president heard you say the things that you're saying, how do you think he can solve it?
First of all, this doomsday problem must be addressed. Because seriously, it's affecting us.
The president gave us a few things that he was working on when he gave the State of the Nation address.
The problem is that he said these same things in 2012. He said these same things in 2012. And short term is supposed to be for at least 1 year, 2 years. He said short term in 2012. Still, he's repeating the same thing now. So if he is repeating it now, then what will happen? If indeed first of all, he must work on the doomsday, then the crime rate. He must make sure the law enforcement agencies are alert.
Okay, that's what you think.
Yes.
All right, Abina. What do you think? What do you think going forward? What do you think should happen?
Well, as my friend said, I think the first thing they should address is the doomsday problem, because as children we need light to study so that we'll be able to pass and become good leaders of the nation. And second of all, the president should provide the basic necessities for children who are in the streets, build maybe a lot of orphanages for them, and also provide much more free education for the children to learn to become future leaders of our nation.
Okay. Do you believe in Ghana? How about, do you believe in Ghana?
Yes.
Okay. And the last person who answered that question, do you believe in Ghana?
Yes, I do.
You do. So what would you be doing this holiday?
Well, I'll go out with some friends, and I would like to be happy about the fact that Ghana has turned 58.
Okay, so that's how you're spending the day. Herbert, how are you spending the 58th anniversary?
I'm staying at home.
Doing what exactly?
Watching TV, learning, watching more TV.
Okay. Would you watch the parade?
Yes.
Would you be disappointed if they take your lights out?
Yes.
Okay. And Sabina, what would you be doing?
I'll be going out with my family to spend some family quality time.
Okay. All right, you will be staying at home. Otherwise, I'll ask, do you expect to have electricity? Do you expect to have electricity?
Yes.
Would you be surprised if they don't give it to you? No. Okay. All right. So I want to say thank you to all of you. Really, thank you for agreeing to speak to me. This is Ampoma. Okay. And that's Herbert. And that's Abina Konedu. I will never forget. Thank you. And they are all 12 years, really amazing. They speak a lot of sense. They make sense. And they are brilliant, if you ask me. But thanks to St. Paul's Lutheran School, Kanda, for welcoming us and allowing us to speak to the young children. So, I want to say thank you for watching the show. The show continues, definitely. It's the AM show.